Imagine you're standing in front of two doors. One leads to a magical world where you can become a soccer superstar, and the other takes you to a land of music where you'll be the greatest guitarist ever. But here's the catch, you can only pick one door. If you go through one, the other disappears forever. That's life in a nutshell. Every time we make a choice, we're also giving something up. Think about it, if you spend all afternoon watching TV, you might miss out on learning something cool, like building a treehouse or mastering a skateboard trick. Every decision is like saying yes to one thing and no to another. The big question is, what's your North Star? That's a fancy way of asking, what do you really, really want? When you know your North Star, you can make choices that get you closer to it, step by step. Let me tell you a story. Once there was a little girl named Mia who loved drawing and playing soccer. She tried doing both but always felt rushed and unhappy. One day, her mom sat her down and asked, "Mia, what makes you happiest?" Mia thought for a while and realized that drawing made her heart sing. So, she decided to focus on art. Years later, Mia became a famous illustrator, and she was so glad she chose her North Star. Now, imagine yourself in Mia's shoes. What's your North Star? What would you give up today to get closer to your dreams tomorrow? Alright, let's talk about clutter. Imagine your room is packed with toys, books, and clothes thrown everywhere. You can't find your favorite action figure or that one comfy hoodie because everything's a mess. Frustrating, right? Life works the same way. When things get too complicated, too much to think about, too many choices, we lose track of what really matters. But here's the good news, simplicity is like having a superpower. When you clean up, organize, and focus on what's important, life gets so much easier. Let me tell you about a guy named Ben. Ben loved puzzles, but his table was so cluttered with other things, snack wrappers, his little brother's toys, and even a plant, that he couldn't finish his puzzle. One day, he cleared everything off the table and left only the puzzle pieces. Guess what? He finished it in no time. This works in life too. When you remove distractions, you can zero in on your goals and crush them. That's why you've got to keep asking yourself, what really matters to me? What should I focus on today? Oh, and before we jump to the next big idea, let me ask you something. Have you hit that subscribe button yet? Seriously, do it now. You don't want to miss upcoming videos filled with stories and tips that might just change your life forever. Imagine the next time we chat, and you've already started working on your dreams because you stayed connected. Let's make it happen. Let me know when you're ready to move to the next topic, and we'll keep building this awesome story together. Let me tell you a little story about a boy named Alex. Alex was always busy, playing video games, scrolling through his phone, and hanging out with friends. One day, a teacher asked him a simple question, "Alex, who are you?" Alex froze. He had no idea how to answer. I'm just me," he said awkwardly. The teacher smiled and said, "That's a start, but think harder. What makes you, you? What do you love? What makes you excited to wake up in the morning?" That question stuck with Alex. He started noticing what made him happy, drawing superheroes, helping his little sister with her homework, and making his friends laugh. Slowly, he realized he was creative, kind, and full of great ideas. Knowing who he was helped Alex make better choices, like joining an art club instead of spending hours playing games. Here's the thing, when you take the time to figure out who you are, life becomes a lot clearer. You stop worrying about what others think, and you start chasing what truly lights you up. So, let me ask you, who are you? What makes you unique? And what's something you love so much that it feels like you could do it forever? Oh, and while you're thinking about that, make sure you've subscribed to this channel. Because if you've ever felt lost or unsure of yourself, the stories and lessons in our upcoming videos will help you find your path. Don't miss out, hit that subscribe button now, and let's keep growing together. Ready for the next story? Let me know, and we'll dive right in. Let me share a story about a girl named Emma. Emma loved exploring. One day, she found herself at a crossroads in the woods. There were no signs, no map, just paths leading in every direction. She thought, which way should I go? But Emma didn't know where she wanted to end up, so she wandered aimlessly, unsure if she was heading towards something amazing or just getting more lost. Life can feel like that sometimes. If you don't know where you're going, any road will do, but it might not lead you anywhere exciting. Imagine if Emma had said, "I want to find the waterfall." Suddenly, her choice becomes easier. She'd look for paths that smelled like water, sounded like rushing streams, or had footprints heading in the same direction. It's the same for you. When you have a goal, your waterfall, you start noticing opportunities that bring you closer to it. Without a goal, life is like wandering around the woods, hoping you stumble across something cool. Here's a fun trick: think of your waterfall. What's that one thing you want more than anything else? Maybe it's becoming a great artist, building the best treehouse, or even just being super kind to others. Whatever it is, make it your guide. And hey, while we're talking about paths, let me ask, have you checked if you've subscribed to this channel? These videos are like breadcrumbs, guiding you step by step toward the life you dream of. Don't miss the next big story that could be your turning point. Subscribe now. Are you ready to explore the next topic? Let me know, and we'll keep the journey going. Let me tell you about a boy named Leo. Leo loved performing magic tricks. He practiced every day in his room, but he never showed anyone because he was scared. What if they laugh at me, he thought. One day, his school announced a talent show. Leo's best friend said, "You have to perform. You're so good." But Leo shook his head. He didn't want to mess up in front of everyone. The night of the show, Leo sat in the audience, watching other kids dance, sing, and juggle. Then he saw a shy girl go up on stage. Her hands were shaking, but she sang anyway, and everyone clapped like crazy. Leo thought, if she can be brave, so can I. At the last minute, Leo told the host, "I want to perform." He went up, did his best card trick, and the crowd loved it. Leo realized something that night: being yourself, even when it's scary, is what makes you special. Here's the deal: the world doesn't need a copy of someone else. It needs you. With your quirks, your talents, even your flaws. When you let the real you shine, you inspire others to do the same. So, what's one thing you've been hiding because you're scared? Maybe it's a talent, an idea, or even just your opinion. Be like Leo, take the stage and let people see the amazing person you are. And before you go, let me remind you, if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Upcoming videos will help you build the courage to chase your dreams, step by step. Don't miss out, subscribe and let's grow together. Ready for the next topic? Let me know, and we'll keep this momentum going. Let me tell you a story about Maya. Maya always felt like everyone around her had their lives perfectly figured out. Her friends seemed so confident, her teachers seemed to know everything, and even her neighbors looked like they had life under control. Maya thought, why do I feel like the only one who doesn't know what I'm doing? One day, her uncle gave her a piece of advice that changed everything. He said, "Maya, let me tell you a secret: nobody has it all figured out. Everyone is just doing their best and hoping it works out." At first, Maya didn't believe him. But then she started paying attention. She noticed her confident friend fumbling through a class presentation, her teacher admitting they didn't know an answer, and her neighbors worrying about their own challenges. Suddenly, Maya realized she wasn't alone. This is the truth: life isn't a perfect plan. It's more like a giant experiment where everyone's learning as they go. And here's the fun part: since nobody has all the answers, you get to make your own rules. Think of life as a blank canvas. You don't have to copy someone else's painting. You get to create your own masterpiece, with all the colors and shapes that make you happy. So, if you've ever felt like you're behind or that others are way ahead, stop comparing. Instead, ask yourself, what do I want to create today? Oh, and one more thing, have you subscribed yet? If not, hit that button now because the upcoming videos will show you how to embrace your journey, one step at a time. You don't want to miss the next big lesson that might change how you see your life. Let me know if you're ready for the next topic, and we'll keep the stories coming. Meet Sam. Sam loved writing stories. He had notebooks filled with tales of heroes and dragons, but he never let anyone read them. Why? He was scared. What if they don't like it? What if I'm not good enough, he thought. One day, Sam's teacher announced a school contest for creative writing. Sam's heart raced. He wanted to join but kept hearing that little voice in his head saying, "You'll mess up. Don't even try." But that night, as he stared at his notebook, he thought, what's the worst that can happen? If I don't try, I'll never know. So, he wrote his favorite story, submitted it, and waited nervously. Weeks later, Sam's name was called during assembly. He had won. His story was published in the school's newsletter, and everyone clapped for him. More importantly, Sam realized that taking that first step, even though it was scary, opened a door to something amazing. The truth is, fear is like a shadow, it looks big and scary, but it can't actually hurt you. The hardest part is taking the first step. Once you do, you'll realize how strong you are. Think about something you've been too scared to try. Maybe it's speaking up in class, learning a new skill, or starting a big project. What if, like Sam, you took that first step today? And hey, before you go, make sure you've subscribed to this channel. Our upcoming videos will give you even more tools and stories to help you face your fears and take those first steps toward greatness. Don't miss out, hit subscribe now, and let's do this together. Let me introduce you to Lily. Lily was trying to bake her grandma's famous chocolate cake. She followed the recipe but accidentally added salt instead of sugar. When her family took their first bites, they all made the funniest faces. Lily was so embarrassed she wanted to hide under the table. But instead of giving up, her grandma said, "Lily, mistakes are just lessons in disguise. Now you know what not to do next time." So, the next weekend, Lily tried again, this time double-checking every ingredient. The cake turned out amazing, and her family couldn't stop eating it. Here's the thing, mistakes aren't bad, they're how we learn. Think about when you first learned to ride a bike. Did you just hop on and ride perfectly? Of course not. You wobbled, fell, and maybe even got a scrape. But each time, you got a little better. Life works the same way. Every mistake is like a stepping stone, helping you get closer to your goals. The only way to truly fail is to stop trying. So, what's one mistake you've made recently? Instead of feeling bad about it, ask yourself, what did I learn? Then, try again, just like Lily did. And before you move on, don't forget to subscribe. The stories and tips in our upcoming videos will help you see mistakes not as failures, but as opportunities to grow. Hit that subscribe button now, and let's turn every mistake into a win. Let me tell you about Jake. Jake was the kind of guy who did just enough to get by. He got average grades, played video games after school, and spent weekends scrolling on his phone. His life wasn't bad, but it wasn't exciting either. One day, Jake's coach pulled him aside during basketball practice and said, "Jake, you're a good player, but if you want to be great, you've got to put in more than just normal effort." Jake thought about it and realized his coach was right. He decided to start practicing an extra hour every day, even when it was hard or he didn't feel like it. A year later, Jake was the team captain, scoring points like a pro. People asked him, "What's your secret?" He'd smile and say, "I stopped settling for normal." Here's the thing, normal is easy, but it won't take you to extraordinary places. If you want to be amazing at something, whether it's art, sports, or anything else, you've got to go above and beyond. You can't put in normal effort and expect amazing results. Imagine your life as a garden. If you water it just a little, you'll get a few flowers. But if you put in the extra work, planting, weeding, and watering every day, you'll grow a garden so beautiful it will take your breath away. So, what's one area of your life where you can step it up? What's something you care about enough to give it your all? And before you go, let me ask, have you subscribed yet? If not, now's the time. The upcoming videos are packed with stories and tips to help you move from normal to extraordinary. Hit that subscribe button and start building the life you deserve. Let's talk about Sarah. Sarah wanted to climb the tallest mountain near her town. She'd look at it from her bedroom window and think, that's impossible. It's too high. I'll never make it. But one day, her dad said, Sarah, you don't have to climb the whole mountain today. Just take the first step. So, Sarah put on her hiking boots and walked to the base of the mountain. The next day, she climbed a little higher, and the day after that, a bit further. Step by step, she got closer to the top. A month later, she stood at the summit, looking down at her town, feeling like she could do anything. Here's the truth, big dreams can feel overwhelming, but you don't have to do everything at once. Just start with one small step. Want to learn guitar? Pick it up and play one chord. Want to write a book? Start with one sentence. Each tiny step brings you closer to your goal. The best part? Every step builds your confidence. Just like Sarah, you'll look back one day and realize how far you've come. Now, let me ask you, what's one small step you can take today towards something you've been dreaming about? Maybe it's as simple as writing down your goal or spending 10 minutes working on it. And before you leave, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. The stories and lessons in our upcoming videos are like stepping stones to help you climb your own mountains. Let's take the journey together, one step at a time. Let me tell you about Ella. Ella loved watching painters in the park create beautiful landscapes and portraits. One day, a painter noticed her curiosity and handed her a blank canvas, saying, "Here, make something." Ella froze. "But I don't know how to paint," she said. The painter smiled and replied, "Just start. You don't need to be perfect. The magic is in trying." So, Ella picked up a brush and painted a simple sunset. It wasn't perfect, but it was hers. With each new canvas, she got better, adding more colors, more details, and more confidence. Soon, people were stopping to watch her paint. Here's the thing, life is just like that blank canvas. You don't need to have all the answers or be perfect right away. You just need to start. Every decision, every step you take is like a brushstroke, creating something unique and beautiful, your masterpiece. It doesn't matter if your first strokes are messy or uncertain. What matters is that you pick up the brush. And here's the best part, nobody else can create what you can. Your life is one of a kind, and the world is waiting to see what you'll paint. So, what's stopping you? What's one thing you've been waiting to start? Whether it's a new skill, a bold idea, or a big dream, remember, you have the canvas, the colors, and the power to begin right now. And before you go, let me ask, have you subscribed yet? If not, hit that button now. The upcoming videos are like colors for your palette, full of inspiration, tips, and stories to help you paint your masterpiece. Don't miss out, your journey starts here. Thank you for joining me on this amazing ride. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to explore or discuss, and I'm here for you. Let's keep growing, one step, or one brushstroke, at a time. Artist Palette Sparkles.